Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone on the World Wide Web.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Winky WRIGHT and KTFO Boxing is proud to present Go Talk.
You know my man Winky?
The greatest of all time.
Knock you the fuck out. Okay.
So without further ado, let the GOATs talk.
Welcome. KTFO Boxing, that stands for you.
Knock the fuck out.
And this is Go Talk. Yeah. And let's just call it what it is. Like probably one of the greatest days in my life. That right there is International Boxing Hall of Fame, Winky WRIGHT. And out of respect,
let me introduce him. This is my brother from another mother, my dog, Gary Sheffield, man. Hall of Fame baseball player. They ain't put him in yet, but he definitely need to be there. My dude represent for everybody. He says what's on his mind, and you know sometimes it can hurt him a little bit, but he a real dude, and I love him like a brother. He know it. So no further ado, my dude Gary Sheffield.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
my man.
I was gonna call it God loves Gary Sheffield because
right.
Clearly,
right.
like for real, World Series champion, 9-time All-Star, NL batting champion, and I mean, all due respect, 5-time Silver Slugger Award. Also, journalist like a mug. Like I love watching when you're doing sideline analyst because you're one of the best, but also the fact great family man and sports agent.
Yes.
Come on, and like
you did your research, huh?
Cigar aficionado. Like we can like the accolades aren't enough for you, but like me growing up in Chicago, my time was Chet Lemon, Ron LaFleur, you know. And then next, you know, Darryl Strawberry,
right.
Eric Davis, Eric the Red, and then here you come.
Yeah. That's who I learned from. Those guys. Those guys was real then, and that's where I get it from. It's just, you know, you seeing it firsthand.
Yeah.
Just follow the model.
And you know. And no disrespect, like this is just fun because we're just kicking it around. We're not gonna get technical, but we can talk about the Reggie Jacksons and we can talk about Hank Aaron, R.I.P. But you took baseball, America's pastime, and made it do a 90-degree turn. Because no internet, we saw you coming.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Hillsborough High School.
Yeah.
And St. Pete, y'all better, like, the two of you all, like, God bless America, but St. Pete, they owe y'all too, because y'all, ooh.
Yeah.
We represented. When I came here, you know, I seen him and his uncle, and they had the city on lock. So I was like, wow, this dude, you know. And then I found out he was young. I was like, oh shit, man. You know. So I could fuck with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we just started fucking with each other, and then that was it. From there, man, we was like brothers, man. It was like, you know, shit. If I'm going somewhere, Shep there, I'm there. Yeah. Man, we had a good time.
Yeah, but I saw the dedication, you know, of Winky, you know, at a young age, you know, when he was going and fighting cross country and overseas and things like that. And right after the fight, you see him back out there training, you know. And then my dad used to run across the Skyway Bridge and train and lift weights. He was a bodybuilder, and he tried to get me out. Yeah, he tried to get me out there to do that long distance running. And I wasn't for that. You know, I was like, you know, my sport, it's not necessary for my sport.
Right.
So, you know, I do the other things. But I saw the dedication in Wink, you know, at a young age. And, you know, it's kind of hard to explain to an average person because when you talk about chasing greatness and trying to change your family situations and things like that, it takes a special kind of person that's something within you to get out there and do that. And when you try to explain that to kids today about doing, you know, going that extra mile and not, you know, having somebody to tell you to do it.
Right.
And that's a difference. And so when I saw that, that tells you it's something different about that guy.
you just hit so many subjects because you're doing it now with your sons. Like,
yeah, oh man, them little dudes, man. I remember them little dudes, little peanut heads, bunch of them. They like the Three Stooges. Now
Like a tribe.
dog, listen, they was all like the Three Stooges. Now I went over his house not too long. Man, them dudes, all of them taller than me.
They taller than us.
I was like, these dudes, man, what y'all feeding them?
Yeah, it's the like based on what I was saying earlier is that they felt like, Dad, let's go to the cage. And I said, no, you go to the cage.
Yeah.
Because I wanted them to have the same desire and drive that I had. So if you're waiting on me to get up to take you out here, then you don't really love the game the right way. So I said, you have siblings, so y'all get out there and do it.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, then I'll see that you're serious about doing it. Then I'll come out there. And that's how, the things start rolling for us.
and that makes me want to ask you, like, is that the way you were brought up, or like, there's so much I can ask, but like, now that you're passing that knowledge on, and it's like, do you? That's how you like. Were you brought up that way? Like, what was the motivation for you to get up every day?
Yeah.
And to hit that ball? Like,
I was more of a football player. I was better at football than I was baseball.
Position?
Running back. And I wanted to be Tony Dorsett so bad.
My Cowboys, baby. My Cowboys.
Yeah. So it was Tony Dorsett everything.
Yes, sir.
And my uncle Dwight Gooden used to kick my ass every day. Mm-hmm. And because he wanted me to play baseball. Mm-hmm. And so I used to get up at 7 in the morning with him and get out there and get my ass kicked every day. And I said to myself, and I built up enough of strength in myself and said, one day I'm going to get you back. And that was my drive from the first time he brought me out there until I wound up hitting him over the house. He was pitching to me and I hit it over the house.
how old were you?
I was 6, 7 years old. Mm. And my granddad had said from that day, I was ready to play for Belmont Heights Little Leagues, but I wasn't age eligible yet.
Right.
So he already knew that I was advanced in sports, but I was getting a lesson through my uncle. And I didn't realize it. Mm-hmm. So if I can get with my uncle and hit him when he was unhittable, as a child and all the way through, it was nothing for me to compete with my uncle.
Of course. That's and that's crazy. Like, but did you see the Met special on ESPN?
Yes.
Now, did that match their lens on the story? Because you were up close and personal. You watched it. Like, was that close? Were they?
It was worse than that. That's the part that you have to give the story, but it was worse than what they were saying. The Mets, listen, when they come in town, they own the town wherever they went, and whatever party, drugs, everything that was available, they had access to. And that's the part where that people don't understand about me and my uncle's relationship. That part of it is that he was more of a guy that wanted approval and wanted people to like him. I didn't care nothing about that. And that taught me, which I was a beneficiary of it. I was benefiting because I saw him walk it. And what I learned is that when people always handing you and everything looking shiny, it ain't always gold. It can be a hook trying to catch a fish. And so this is why I tell people all the time, everything shiny ain't gold. So whatever it looks good, you have to use your common sense and start thinking about where I want to be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, how my kids looking at me, how I'm going to be able to take care of them if I take one shot of this. And so I was so against drugs and all of that type of stuff. I was the total opposite. But when it came to him, I protected him. I protected him his whole life, in fights and all kinds of other stuff. I protected him.
He's the exact same way. No drinking, no tolerance.
Yes.
Not even that. Like, no. So it's like that, and that's why it's the GOAT talk, because y'all two, like, GOAT talk. Like, let's be real about it. Greatest to ever do it. Let's just talk about the mental discipline that you both have. Like, For real, like
Yes, I you know, after meeting Winky when he was younger,
Yeah.
and knowing he's been consistent. Everything about this man is consistent, and that's the same with me. It's like I'm the same today as I will be tomorrow, whether I'm going good or it's bad.
Same man.
It's gonna be the same guy, and you can't say that about a lot of people, you know. And that's what I respect about him more than anything. I know it ain't always he's always up, but you can never tell.
Yeah.
And I know when he ain't always up, and I'm always checking on him, make sure he's good.
Yep.
Because that's our problems, man. Because we don't really have people that we can go to when we're down, and he can say, "Man, hey, man, you're gonna be all right, man. Just work it out, man. You're gonna be good." Sometimes you need that.
you know,
real.
when he talks about you, I know you don't, because you don't. When he talks about you, face like he gives it up to you every time.
Genuine.
My dog.
Lights up.
Yes.
So, and before we go further, I got to also give you a compliment. Dillion, your wife,
Yes.
met her. She made me recognize God.
Yes. Yes.
And that's before really even meeting you. I met her 1st. She was working, doing her own radio show, gospel show.
Right.
She would bring your boys up to the station and work. But when I met her and her mom, and the way they talked about God changed my perspective. And now I'm like, and that's your right hand. You know what I mean?
Balance. Brings
it's
balance.
scary,
It brings balance.
Okay.
Yes, it brings balance. I mean, just like you said, it brought you to God, but that was the balance that you needed.
Yep.
You know, because you're gonna do you. Then there's this other side where you know you have to lean on something. You have to be afraid of something.
Yeah.
And so who there's no one else to be afraid of but God. You know, so you gonna do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then we always don't measure up, and we never will. But the bottom line is we try, and that's all you can do.
Because we men.
We men.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, marriage ain't perfect. People ain't perfect.
Nope.
But there's a thing that you can stand on to get through those things, and that's God.
And that's if you want to get through it. You know, like I said, everybody, you got to find that crazy motherfucker that's just like you. you know, like because when we get a opposite from us or a woman, sometimes we look for things that we see in our parents, our mom or something. You know what I'm saying? That guidance, that relationship with your parent or something like that. So, but sometimes you can get with somebody who totally different, but they bring bring the good out you. You know what I'm saying? And I think with him and Dillion, you know what I'm saying, I seen them go through the good and the bad, but you know, I see that the love that he got for her, and you know what I'm saying, the respect he got for her, and you know what she got for him. And you know, like I said, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but they together and they raised a great family. And I tell them all the time, man, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? You looking good. You doing.
He does
right
that.
Things with it. Yeah, we talk.
Hey,
You know
he'll
what I'm
call me and he'll tell me that, and I'll tell him I was like, because we know, hey man, it's easy to give up.
It is.
It's easy to give up, and but when I got a brother that calls me and really sincerely check on me, and I do the same, and and that you can't. That's priceless, man.
All right, so I want to talk about this because it's kind of crazy because like I know the story, but I don't know if everybody else knows it. So your Little League World Series team, you went and played Taiwan, and y'all lost 4-3.
Right.
Like that's the first time that Gary Sheffield lost.
First time.
Did it hurt?
Yes, I cried. You know, as a kid, 11-year-old kid, I cried. And like my dad said when we got home, he said, son, I know you feel a certain way about losing. And you guys walked through Florida, you walked through the regions, the state to get to the World Series and things like that. What this loss can make you either not ever want to lose again, or you can accept it. and just say, I just go along, get along. And that was that turning point for me. Is like, I refuse to lose, and when you play in a team sport, you can only control the controllable, and that's you. And so whenever I step on the field, I want to control what I do. So whether we win or lose, I can always walk away as the winner, because I did what I had to do, and I did it to the best of my ability. And that's all I can give to the game.
So away we go. Milwaukee, San Diego, Florida Marlins, LA Dodgers, Atlanta Braves, New York Yankees, Detroit Tigers, New York Mets. When you were in Detroit, I was in Detroit. Winky. A home run in Yankee Stadium. What type of energy and decibels is that like?
It's like the biggest challenge as a baseball player. Anytime you can walk in there and do what you came to do, you're on the map, and it's just as simple as that. When I heard you reading those teams, the first thing that came to my mind is that the public don't understand how Gary Sheffield can be on 8 different teams. I've never told a story before,
Come on with it.
but the point is that I was on 8 different teams, and I was an all-star on 5 or 6 of them, and I was in the top 3 in MVP on most of them. So how are you a player that's on 8 different teams, and the
alpha dog of 8 different teams.
Yes, everywhere I went, everywhere.
When you came with your bags, the program changed.
It shifts
majorly.
Yes.
Like when it, I love it. I love Fred McGriff. I love baseball. But when those Sheffield jerseys came to Atlanta, and when those Florida Marlins, like. We talking billions of dollars. Your name, your brand, billions of dollars. Like,
they always wanted to underpay me. They always wanted to control me. And the bottom line is, how do you deal with a person that's like me? Is you leave them alone.
They almost try to paint you a villain too.
Well, they always do that, because see, when they don't understand something, they have to demonize it. And so when you don't understand me, which, like I told you before, I'm not trying to get your friendship. I don't need your friendship. I don't need to be friends with anybody. My thing is, I'm an only child. I'm comfortable being by myself. And so that propelled me to heights that I never thought I can get to. But I was so in a zone that I ain't see nobody. And so the thing is that when I got my beat down in Milwaukee, I wasn't even able to be myself there. I'm 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, kid. I'm getting beat down from an organization and a community like I was a 25, 30-year-old.
A hard-nosed community.
Too. Right. Milwaukee, so it wasn't, they didn't realize they was dealing with an immature kid. And so when that kid went through that abuse, it took me back to my days of getting my ass kicked by my uncle. Either I rise up or I go back home. You see? So my personality is going to get up off the floor. So all I was waiting on was that door to open out of Milwaukee to any situation. How did you go from being in a Milwaukee situation to almost winning Triple Crown the same year you get traded? Because I was just waiting on that door to open. Because see, they didn't know, they knew what they had, but it wasn't gonna come out over there.
It wasn't clearly, that's when it's not your time.
Right. So I do what I do.
Take your lumps.
When I take my lumps, I moved on. I almost came Triple Crown. What happens then is that the media don't give it to the public the right way. Why is Gary moving? Give it to the public the right way. I'm almost Triple Crown. How all of a sudden I go from San Diego to the Florida Marlins after that only because they couldn't pay me. They didn't want to put that out there. It's always, I'm the problem why I'm here. It ain't that. You can't pay me. You can't afford me. So now I go to Florida. I signed a 4-year contract. Basically, they told me, give us 5 years. We're going to win. Okay. After that 4th year of that contract, I signed a 7-year contract. Okay. So now
of a brand new franchise, by
right?
The way. This is history in itself. Like,
right.
why are there two more teams being at the baseball?
Right.
So now you are technically the first franchise player.
Which once again, they tried to make Jeff Conine Mr. Marlin. See, I'm the franchise player, but he's Mr. Marlin. So you see how they like to play the games. You know, they know it was my team. But see, I didn't claim the team like that because I'm not childish like that. I'm going to go out and do what I do. So I go out here, play 1 year on the contract, and all of a sudden, they want to trade me to the Dodgers after we won the World Series.
And who?
That's crazy.
Okay.
Wait. So who does that?
Crazy,
like
yeah.
if that happened today,
Yes.
Yeah.
if that happened today,
Right.
so many people are out of jobs and everybody's fired, and there is so much scrutiny. Like, okay, so I'm sorry. I just want to point that out.
No, but it's that's the natural reaction. I love that reaction by you because you're understanding that had nothing to do with me. So it was. I'm under a 7-year
How
contract.
does it happen?
Because the city wasn't giving Wayne Huizenga a stadium. He wanted to build a stadium, and that's when David and Buster's was out and all that type of stuff. And he wanted
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yep.
He wanted to build a stadium around that, and the city of Miami wouldn't give it to him. So he wanted to get rid of every player. So now here I am going to the Dodgers on a deal that I wouldn't have signed if I had to go to L.A. If I was a free agent, I would sign a different deal to be in L.A. because of taxes. See, most players don't think like I think. If I go to this city, you're going to pay me more because of taxes. Yeah. So I go to L.A. I told them you have to write a check for $6 million to cover my taxes. I got that. So now I'm being ridiculed because I asked for the $6 million on top of what I already had. So now here I am in the 3rd year of this contract, and I done put up numbers no Dodgers has ever done in 3 years. And all of a sudden they came to me and offered me a lifetime deal, and I accepted. But without the language of the money and the years, we had to get to that point. Now when we get to that point, all I want to do is be the highest paid player on my team, not the league.
Right.
My team.
Not the league.
Yes. Yes.
Not the. But even though you took a nothing franchise. I shouldn't call it that, but you took something. You made a mountain.
Yes.
Out of a molehill. Like, dog.
I was the centerpiece to bring those other players.
If you're not there,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
It don't happen.
Come
It don't
on.
happen. Yes.
Yeah. So okay, go. I'm sorry because I know you're.
No.
You're humble.
I'm just
All
trying
right,
to
yep.
make a long story short.
No,
you know.
do
So
it. Yeah.
So you get to LA and do the things. I hit 330-something home runs, 100 RBIs, 100 walks, 100 runs scored every year I was there. Okay, that wasn't happening. It was just only a handful of guys can do that.
Yep.
So now when I did that, they offered the contract. I didn't ask for a contract.
Right.
Then they reneged on the deal. So one thing about me, when you tell me something and you do something different, we're going to always have a problem until you right this wrong. And they wasn't willing to do that. Now we had a handshake agreement. After that, they said if you can go out in front of all this scrutiny with the fans against you now and put up the same year, we'll revisit it the end of the year. I say bet because I bet on me.
You have to.
I went out there.
You shouldn't have had like the
Right.
way contracts are. Like,
Yeah.
this is before Alex Rodriguez. So like, and having to watch that, I know that had to like just be like, wow, okay.
I don't look at another man's money.
I know. I respect that.
I don't look at other man's money.
I respect that.
Your money is your money. What
Yeah.
you do is what you do.
Yeah.
I know what my worth.
Yeah.
And the fact that if I didn't get what I was worth, then I'm always playing in conflict. I'm playing.
And that's not good.
It ain't never good.
Yeah.
Because if you don't pay me what I'm worth, you ain't gonna get
What I'm
worth. You see, and that's the part where people don't understand. Yeah, we make a lot of money, but I know my worth. A-Rod got certain components about his game that he does better than me, like power. But with a bat in my hand, ain't a man alive. Ain't a man alive that's better than me. Not with a bat in my hand. Now, you may have more power, and this is what I tell Winky all the time. Winky, the same thing. I ain't the best at everything. As a matter of fact, I ain't the best in nothing. But I'm close to the best in everything.
Good at everything.
I'm good at everything.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be more consistent than you.
And highly competitive, Turk.
Yes.
Too. Like you're probably one of the most competitive, strategic thinking people that I've ever, like most people will ever come across.
Yes.
So
yeah, and so when I went out and put up a bigger year in L.A. And they came back and said we're going back to the table, and I said, well, I never wear this jersey again. And I didn't.
And you didn't.
And then they was like, well, how are we going to trade you? So they allowed me to go out and trade myself. So what I did is I called the Atlanta Braves. I said the only way I would come to Atlanta, because Frank Wren was our assistant GM when we won the World Series. So I had a relationship with him. He's from St. Pete, by the way. So I talked to him and I told him, I have 3 years, 2 years and an option. You can take my option off of this contract. I'll play under those 2 years, and then you can give me a long-term deal. They said, we're not going to give you a long-term deal. So I knew when I went to Atlanta, I was going there for 2 years. I broke Hank Aaron records when I got there. Okay, so when I did that, I hit 330, 39 home runs, 136 RBIs, 132 runs scored, and 168 walks. To take that offense from 19 to first, and then I come in third in MVP once again, instead of being first in MVP. I should have 4 MVPs, hands down.
Hands down.
So what the media try to do, they try to paint me as just a good player, no MVPs. Well, I don't get to decide that. Because I can show you 10 years, 10, 11 years.
The body of work.
That Mike Trout has 4 or 5 MVPs right now, right? And I'll show you 11 years that was better than all his MVP years. And I'm talking about Mike Trout.
Yep.
So Mike Trout is the best in the game, right? Okay, so where would that put me? So let's go Jimmy Rollins, Barry Larkin, Pedroia. I can name off all these guys with MVPs, and I can show you 15 years that their numbers was nowhere near my numbers. And so this is what that I'm tired of sitting back and letting everybody tell my story. And then they want to paint this picture that I was just another player. Well, I got 15 years. You go line up your last 15 MVPs, and I got 15 years that they still ain't touched those numbers.
That's real.
You see? And so as a real dude, I sit back and let people talk. And I let you talk. But then when people want to talk baseball with me and they don't get what they want to hear, then they be like, oh, he's always this, he's always that. Yeah, because you don't know the story. And I ain't going to get into the latter part of how I got to the Yankees and what happened there, and then Detroit, and then New York, because it is what it is. They know how all of a sudden I come in second place in MVP when we got the first place division wrapped up, and we don't even get to play the last part of the season, and then all of a sudden Vladimir Guerrero win the MVP because the last game of the season he get his team in the playoff. Well, if it wasn't for me, the Yankees wouldn't have made the playoffs in 2004. When A-Rod struggled, Jeter struggled, me and Matsui carried that team the whole year. And then when they got hot, then we took over the division. Nobody don't talk about that, but I was consistent from day one to the last day.
Indeed.
Another MVP. And so this is what I'm telling you. So I'm not going to sit back and let everybody keep telling my story.
Tell them, dog. Tell them.
This is KTFO Boxing. This is GOAT Talk, letting the GOAT talk. Oh, that right there, Hall of Fame boxer Winky Wright, and over there, God loves Gary Sheffield. We'll be back in a minute.
Winky Wright presents KTFO Boxing's GOAT Talk. Here's one of the GOAT starts right now.
Welcome back. This is KTFO Boxing, of course, KTFO.
You get knocked the fuck out.
And this is GOAT Talk. We're letting the GOATs talk. International Hall of Fame boxer Winky WRIGHT. Also, God loves Gary Sheffield. Like, for real. Like, you just went off. I'm still wrapping my brain around the last conversation. But, okay, let's move forward with, how did it feel watching your little brother fighting Sugar Shane Mosley? How was that fight to you?
Listen, man, I had all the baseball community on notice. He'll tell you. I'd say my boy gonna tell. Everybody was like, "Oh, Sugar, man, he don't want to get in." I said, "Man, you don't know my dog." I said, "He gonna beat this man easy." See, what people don't realize when see, everybody like to names. Everybody like to, because you got to think about it. Reputation and names is only built through the media. It ain't got nothing to do with real life situations. But if you know the person, and I know, and I was there when I got Winky with Roy Jones, and they fought in Pensacola. That stage was being set right then.
Yes, sir.
You see, he's getting to watch this man firsthand. But then he got to go out first, and they got to see him. But why it took so long for you to come see him?
Because they ain't want to show
They ain't want to show him.
There was a lot of criticism. He took a lot of criticism.
Right, but look how long it took them to want to come see Winky, because they knew. And when I saw that they was making this fight, I said, it's time now. I said, because Winky gonna beat this man so easy. I just felt he's too small.
I did too.
You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no way you gonna knock him out, because he's the best defensive fighter in the world. And now what you gonna do with this right hand jab when he's already, and he you know what I mean? He's right handed, but he's right hand jabbing you. That's a power punch
All day.
Straight to the face. It's just pop, 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 pop. So, all right. So you got everybody on notice. You got everybody has you get to tip the hand with Winky. Like, when he made that transition to the
Hold on. Before you say that, when he came to the fight,
okay, go ahead.
He came to the fight, him and Barry Bonds. So now you got two of the hottest baseball players standing right there rooting me on. You know what I'm saying? So I look out the ring, I see my dog and them right there, like, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? So it was amazing. I like that, because it showed that, it showed to the world that, I do got fans. I got big fans that y'all don't know about. Just because the media don't speak on me like they speak on other fighters, because they got deals or other things going on with other fighters. De La Hoya, Shane, and all these other people, their promoters and their management team were working behind the scenes to get them the television or the acknowledgement that they were getting. With me, I wasn't getting all of that, so I had to put in I had to dig in the dirt and get my acknowledgement. I had to work hard for people to notice who I am. But when I did do that, I got the true people to know that Winky WRIGHT was a real fighter, and if you want to fight me, you better come to fight.
Right.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Okay, so try this one on for size. Barack Hussein Obama. I'm sure he loved watching you box, and I'm positive he loved watching you play baseball, like everybody did.
He knew exactly who I was when he came to the Yankee spring training, when me and my wife went there to support his getting elected. He knew exactly. He
Sidebar.
said,
help get him elected.
Yes. And the thing is that when I met him, he made it seem like he watched everything I did. He knew everything about me. He said, you look younger than before. Just making conversation, things like that.
That was a good impersonation.
Yeah, that's how he said it. You see how he said it? You know what I mean? And so it was one of those things where when stuff like that happened, and when the media try to make people believe that I'm just a guy, I can go anywhere in the world and somebody gonna know who I am. I mean, anywhere.
Yep.
I've walked with him in Vegas, and that's already a freak show where it's like, okay.
Yes,
but
me too.
Right.
He owns Vegas. He's the man. They know.
The first time I met you, I walked up on you, Orlando All-Star game. You stepped off the elevator, Gary, and it's almost like everything's going fast. And when you stepped off the elevator, everything stopped. And everybody just looked at you. And I'm sitting there. So now here I am like, what's up, Gary? And you were just like, what's up? And I was like, your wife works for me.
Yeah.
And you were like, and I didn't know what else to
Right.
say. What?
Right. Yeah.
You got caught. You was like a dead. You was like a dead headlight.
So then Gary was like, well, what you about to do? I was like, nothing. What you about to do? You're like, man, I'm going to the game. You know, season ticket. You've been the season ticket holder for the Magic for Life, and it's like I knew then, like, and I've never seen star power like that ever, like ever. And you,
but you know what though? What I've learned, and I learned at a young age, I could have been bigger than I was if I wanted to be.
really,
You know how? It's called mystique.
yeah.
See, all I had to do is build up a mystique about me, and then I could become an icon.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be an icon. The reason
What did you want to be?
I just wanted to be regular.
That's right.
See,
I tell people that
I
I'm
want
going
to
to
be
let you
regular.
speak on that. That's
Okay,
real.
Go
see,
ahead. All right. Yeah.
See, an icon can't move like they want to move.
Say it again.
A cat that's regular move
Preach
how he
to 'em.
want to move,
Preach
and
to
don't
'em.
be and I'm not apologizing for nothing. I don't need to
Right.
apologize for.
right.
So if you saw me over here drinking, and they say, man, he was out of his mind, he was over there having a good time, you may have been right, and I'll say you right. But see, I'm not gonna go back tomorrow and apologize about it because that's what I want to do. Okay? See, icons, you saw them over there doing that, then they gotta apologize to the world because this mystique they done built and they can't live up to it. So I saw that with my uncle. He was an icon, but he couldn't live up to what the world wanted him to live up to. So I'd rather be regular and have the deficiencies you say I got, and I will admit, but I'm cool. So there's a thing where you can be all of that. But see, I'd rather live. See, you ain't living being an icon. You ain't living. See, just because you can get on a yacht and get on a private plane, go all over the world
Gary,
and
you,
be an
you
icon.
do realize everybody rents out your house in the Bahamas and
No,
stuff.
I get that, but listen to what I'm saying though.
All right, okay.
All of that's fine.
Yeah.
Because see, that's gonna get you doing that all the time whenever you want.
Right.
Well, I do the same thing.
Right.
See, I'm on a yacht. I'm on a private plane. I can do all the same things.
Been doing it.
But see, you don't know how I'm moving. And that's what I like about it.
He said he's speaking the truth. I tell people all the time. People like, man, you know, how you feel about, you know, your celebrity or whatever. I'm like, listen, I love my celebrity. I got enough people that know me, and I don't get bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like he's saying, when you like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, you can't go nowhere. You can't go to the movies with your woman. You can't go to the corner store or go to this little shop and just chill with your homeboys and just relax and just enjoy yourself. But with us, we can do that. We can still, like you said, we still fly private planes, go do what we want to do when we want to do it. But I love to be able to not having security when I go somewhere. I can like we just drive
What
up right now.
What are you talking about?
But-
You're the greatest fighter in the world.
But
what do you need
still,
security
because
for?
people, you know, you got crazy people out here that want to do stuff. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
But we want to be able to move like that because, you know, Jordan and them, they can't move like that. When they move, they got to move with people. You know what I'm saying? You got to move here. You know, I want to be able to go wherever. When you see me out somewhere, I can be in Vegas. If I want to go to the strip club and chill by myself, I'm in the strip club by myself. If I want to go here, I can do that. And that's what he's saying. And I understand exactly what he's saying.
That's
that
important
freedom,
to me.
That freedom, me too. That freedom that, you know, you could do what you want to go to your son's baseball game or football game, whatever, and just enjoy it.
So and safe to say, the money doesn't matter at this point in life, does it?
No, not for me.
Yeah, you got money. Money
I got
come
money.
and go.
Once- listen, man, this is what we need to stop with when it comes to money and all of this stuff. We're ruining these kids' lives, these young
Somebody,
kids.
I'm glad somebody's saying
Because they think if they get Gary Sheffield money, A-Rod money, Jeter's money, they problem solved. No, your problem just began. Because see, the more you got, the more problems you're gonna have.
People don't believe that. though,
Well,
when they
it's
don't have
true.
it.
My uncle told me the same thing. He said, "Wait till you get yours." I said, "Man, I'm gonna just say no. You just say yes to everybody. I'm gonna say no. No, you're not. No, you're not. You ain't gonna say no because you're gonna see that person in need, and you're gonna see that person over here doing bad, and you're gonna be there to assist them because that's the kind of person you are, and that's what it comes down to. So when people say, you know, how did this dude lose half his money? This and that, helping other people.
Giving it away.
So why is that a negative in the public's eye? Because that dude helped somebody. I don't mock people that lose their money. I try to figure out a way to help them too. because they out there trying to help people. And see people, miserable people love misery. They love misery. And see, they want you to fall. Yep. So they pull at you so much until you fall. Then they talk about you. And see, like I said before, I'm an only child. Me too. And I say this all the time. I'll walk anywhere and go into any hood by myself. Because ain't nothing changed about me when it comes to what you can do to me and I can do to you. So I don't need security to walk in the places that I've been all my life.
I can vouch for that. But you move. The word is mystique, though. You said it earlier. So because you move different, like the way you move is kind of like crazy anyway.
It's totally different.
Totally, and people will ask, and you can't even explain it.
I know.
It's like
because I got lessons at a young age.
Yeah,
I saw my uncle walk down the street and get mobbed. I saw when we tried to go to the USF basketball game get mobbed. He leaves after 10 minutes in the game. That ain't no fun. I want to see the game. It's a lot of girls in here. You know what I mean? I'm right out of high school. It's women everywhere. My uncle leaving after 10 minutes. Wait a minute. I ain't even get to holler at over there. You see? And I'm like, man, look, man, I saw a girl on the other side and I couldn't get to her because you gotta leave. Yeah. And so this is the stuff.
Then that's rough.
Yes.
That's rough.
Yes. And so these are the things that me and Winky talk about. Like this guy or this guy. You got too many celebrities that the public so-called icons, and when you really, and I know the person, ain't nothing iconic about him that you call him icon. The problem is that guy want to be a celebrity to guys like me and Winky. So he want us to look at him the same way.
When we were at the Derek Jeter golf tournament, and you walked up, and then Gary came late, and I was just sitting on the side, and I said, there go Gary. And when Gary walked, Ray Allen was standing behind you, and he almost dropped his drink just watching you. And I'm like, wow, Jesus Shuttleworth, Gary Sheffield, and he was mesmerized.
Ray is my dude, man. That's my guy. Ray and we played at Jeter's tournament, and he was my partner. He was my golf partner.
Yeah, they cheated for them. They give me all the side people, and they get these dudes. You know what I'm saying, Ray Allen. I'm like, come on, man.
So Ray broke it down to me about golf.
Sure.
Like when I play with somebody that can really, really play like that, I try to learn their mindset. And Ray told me I hit a bad shot, and I wind up. Well, he covered me because it's alternate shot, whatever. So I hit a bad shot. I got like an 8. And he said, man, don't worry about it. He said, they going to mess up too. So I never looked at golf like that. I was playing against the other person. He said, play against yourself. So when I started just thinking about it that way, we come back in, we wound up being the winning team. And so me and him been cool ever since.
Right. I mean, it would make sense. I mean,
he got a scratch player. I got a 12 handicap. Listen, man. I get my I tell him, man, I like, no, how you get with Ray and I got to get with these.
Gary. So we're at one of the Michael Jordan golf tournaments, and it's Winky and Steve Monroe, the Predator.
Okay, yeah, there you go. And see what happened. Mike and them rolled up on us. Hey, y'all, we gonna take y'all off the board. They ain't do that to him and Ray Allen.
Why they took you off the board?
Because Steve, they talking about Steve a pro. Steve ain't no pro. Steve ain't no pro.
They were winning.
Gary. We was like,
Clemens was there.
Wow.
Thank you.
Every Smoltz.
I'm glad somebody brought that up, because there you go.
They took
there.
you off the board.
What? Took us out. I was like, man, we already told. We said, look, we not gonna win. We don't care about winning. We just want to have fun, be up there. I was at the top of the board, and that thing my name was gone off the board.
Who was the foursome? Do you remember the foursome?
No, I know me and Steve, and I don't know who we was playing against because it's 2 and 2. It don't matter.
You ready? Dr. J and Vince Coleman.
Oh yeah.
Vince Coleman can play.
So what? That's Steve Monroe. You know what it is. Young Killer. Young Killer, boy. Young Killer wasn't playing out there, man. We was kicking it, man, Doc. And then, I told Doc, I'm going to whoop you, man. So me and Doc played later. I whooped Doc, put him on the resume, had him on my YouTube. But me and this fool play a lot, but he kicking my butt now. I gave it to him. He hitting the ball deep. My game gone, but it's going to come back. When I come back, I'm going to be talking again. I'm going to be talking again.
I get satisfaction. I got to say it. I get satisfaction in beating them now because how I had to learn. They took so much money from me.
They scolded
at the beginning.
you. So
they got me bad.
They talked to you crazy.
Yeah, you knew it.
And I'm just sitting up there. I'm like, and Wink, and I'm like, I'm literally like, Wink don't care.
He don't.
Like, and I would sit there and I'd be like, how is he talking to Gary Sheffield like this?
He don't.
And you take it, but then, boy, when you
got
win,
good,
When he got good, I give it to him. He got good. Hey, he got good quick too.
He did.
Nigga used to come to the club, come to the course with all the gadgets on TV. You watch it late night, the little arm things and everything, the special tees.
Yeah.
And so the only reason I knew because I stayed up one night, I'm watching TV. I'm like, that's where he got that from. Ordered everything. My dog ordered everything, dog.
Yeah.
He had a wood grain custom putter.
The man got everything.
I'm like, where did you get that from?
That way I don't hit it too hard.
My dog used to have a good
You
time.
got all the toys. Everything golf, like we just, Gary got it.
I went. My wife said I went crazy with it. She said you went overboard, and it's like my whole wardrobe into my closet now. I get rid of all my other clothes.
You ain't got
nothing but golf stuff. That's it.
That bug, baby.
That bug. Michael Jordan told me to play golf a long time ago. He said, Gary, play golf. He just said that. He said, man, you need to take up golf. He said, dude, you need to take up golf. And I never understood why he said it. And then when I started playing, then I really understood. It takes away a lot of other things that you can be doing that you shouldn't be doing. And I think for me, it gave me 4 or 5 hours to go somewhere and kind of unwind.
Before we get off track, Gary, you're going to make a brilliant sports agent. You know that, right?
Hey, man, I'll try.
And, discernment.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that you're jumping off into that. Like, so how high is too high for you? Like I guess, because nobody can tell y'all that's high enough. You can't go no higher, right? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I ask y'all, like, how high do y'all want to go in your lives? Like, you already, how high?
For me, my life, all I want to do is enjoy my life, and the people around me had them enjoy their life. Be able to do for people and enjoy. That's all it's about. The money and all that, the fame, man, look, that come and go. But relationships and times you spend with your family, memories, that's forever. So, people out here worried about chasing that dollar, chasing this, but you ain't thinking about your health because you can have all the money in the world. Ask me, you could be a billionaire. If you can't walk, and you can't use your arm, you'll give all that money up to do it. So people got their health, they got to realize you wealthy. Now you just got to go out here and enjoy your life, man. Try to enjoy your life. I know they put all the obstacles in front of you, but if you can enjoy your life, then you already rich.
He said the other day, grandson wants to box.
Yeah. I know. I told him, but I gotta let him do it.
Yeah,
cause my mom let me do it. I'm an only child too. Yeah. And can you imagine my mom like, baby, you not getting in that fight. You light skinned, they gonna try to hurt you. Like I'm gonna try to hurt them too. So now we, you know what I'm saying? We gonna see who gonna hurt who, and that's what it was. And she did not want me to do it, but my grandma was like, baby, do what you want. And my grandmother is like my mother too. So both of them I call mom, but my grandma is the one who gonna get the last say so, cause she could tell my mother to shut up. You see what I'm saying? So grandma is right.
Who says that? First of all, did you just take it hood like that? Like who says that? But that's true.
That's 100% true. My mother could say what she want, but my grandma could tell her what to do.
Check her.
That's right. So my grandma said, baby, do what you want, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? I did it, and I'm glad I listened to her, and the rest is history.
You've always been coaching your son all of your sons from day one. What's that feel like now watching this movie now? Because it's a movie.
Well, I want to steady evolve, and I want to evolve in what to say and when to say it at the right time with them, because they deal with a lot of stuff, especially when Jaden, he's at Georgetown now. Noah has a full ride going to Florida State at 15, and Christian has gotten an offer from Oklahoma at 13. And so you can only imagine.
Hold up, wait.
Yeah.
Georgetown, Florida State, and Oklahoma.
Yes. Like my 13-year-old, he's this promising wide receiver, baseball player, so he two-sport at a young age. And so, you know, you can only imagine and hear what, you know, these people sit in the stands say to them. And
the pressure, like how, like,
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, what they do is they throw jabs at my kids all the time, and I hear them. Now I can be a parent to go over there to that adult and step to them face to face, but what good is that going to do? So what I do is I teach them, because they having to learn what I had to learn at 19. They have to learn now. So I tell them, how do you deal with when somebody call you such and such, or somebody say such and such? They was like, well, it don't bother me, but when you say it don't bother you, that tells me it bothers you. Okay, now tell me how you feel. That's the question. Well, I don't like it, and I say, so what do you do about it? I say, go take it out on the baseball.
There it is.
I say, go take it out on the baseball, and what I want you to do, you know, and we don't call it taunting, we calling it flash. I say, so when you go deep and you hit a home run, you look at them. The same person who said it.
Wink an eye at him.
And just nod your head. Let them know I'm that dude. And I said, that's what I want you to go out there with. And don't be afraid.
That's the fuel that you're charging up in them.
Yes, because they don't see they wasn't raised the way I was raised. See, the hood put that in me. But see, what's gonna put it into them when they got their own room with a bathroom in it?
Ponce de Leon projects.
You see,
De Leon project. De Leon.
Now, when she will go there on them.
From Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take another break real quick. This is KTFO Boxing GOAT Talk. Winky Wright, Gary Sheffield, letting the GOATs talk.
This is your favorite athlete's favorite athlete. KTFO Boxing.
Welcome back, KTFO Boxing, which stands for
Knock the fuck out.
And this is GOAT Talk. Winky Wright, Gary Sheffield. I was on the phone one time, and I got the craziest phone call, and it was Wink. And I'm like, what you doing? We just got pulled over. I said, who? Me and Sheffield. I said, driving what? We in the rolls. So now I'm sitting there. So now I'm just sitting there holding the phone, and I'm like, what cop? Once you read the plates and they say Gary Sheffield in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
What cop pulls them over? And then you're like, Gary Sheffield. And then you lean over, Winky Wright.
Yeah.
And they like, y'all gotta get out the car.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wasn't getting out. It was crazy, man, how that went down, because, you know.
Talk about, because nobody, you know, they don't know about
this.
No,
they don't know. You know, this is why we tell the kids, you know, because we're the ones that can reach the community like nobody else can in this area. True. And we try to teach these kids to do the right thing when these situations come up. So that's all I'm thinking about at that time. We was going to Alonzo Mourning golf tournament. We got all our golf clubs in the back. Steve Monroe in the back. Winky is in the passenger side. I don't have no tint on my windows. Everybody knows I smoke cigars. I got cigars all on my floor. I got. You
own a cigar?
Right.
You're Mr. Aficionado.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Anybody that see me with a cigar is not surprised. So I'm smoking a cigar. The police is riding next to me. I'm talking about right next to me. All I did was, with my cigar in my mouth, wave at the cop.
And I said,
that's it.
Why you do that? I said, why you do that? As soon as he did it, I said, dog, why you do that? Come on, man, what you mean? I just waved at. I said, dog, why you do that? Now this dude going, so that they know dude slowed up, got behind us. Go ahead, finish. I said, this dude here, man, why you do that, man?
See, that's that Florida hospitality. You know, it's just, I'm waving at him, just being nice. I'm not even thinking about nothing. I'm just being nice. And he gets behind me, and I said, I know this motherfucker ain't pulling me over.
Yeah, because he's like, we ain't speeding.
We ain't speeding.
Not speeding.
I said, look at this thing. We ain't speeding. So all of a sudden,
Why are y'all even thinking like that? First of all, but go ahead.
Well, who's thinking like that?
Because like it's almost kind of like
Because we in it's two brothers in a white Rolls Royce.
so crazy.
And I tell him,
Three.
but they can't see Steve.
One with
back there.
dreads.
Yeah,
They
right,
can't see
right.
Steve back there. So and then he smoking cigar. The dude, it's like to the guy probably he like, well, he taunting. He got all his money.
he
just
was driving
bought
the white one.
The white
Yes,
one, yeah.
the
So
Wraith.
the Wraith. So he got the way to look at him and wave. I said, why you do that, dog? That I know to get behind us.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop,
yeah.
whoop,
So
whoop.
What happens?
So he pulls me over. It was one car at first,
Yeah.
and he walks up to the car, and he asked for my license. I give him my license, and then he said, "You was speeding." I said, "Man, I wasn't speeding." I said, "You know I wasn't speeding." I said, he's talking about some. I know who you are.
Yeah, that's just what he said.
So I
That's
said,
just what he
"Okay, cool, we good."
Yeah.
I said, "Cool, man." I said, "Man, my boy right here, Winky WRIGHT. He boxed too."
He don't
That's
wanna
when
hear
he just went stoic on
Yep.
me. I said, "Oh boy, what did I say?"
Then he asked me for my ID.
Then he had Winky
What I told him?
dabba doodle.
He lied. He lied.
No,
He
no.
lied. I'm gonna tell you the truth. He asked me for my ID. What I said, I ain't giving you nothing.
Yeah,
You know
he
what
did. Yeah.
okay.
I said, uh-oh.
I said, I ain't giving you nothing. He said, I said, I ain't driving. What you need my ID for? Just like that.
Right.
He asked Steve Monroe. He asked Steve for his ID. Steve went to fumbling and get. I said, what? I said, you ain't got. I told Steve, I said, you ain't got to give him nothing.
Yeah.
You ain't driving.
Right.
What you mean? Don't give him nothing. You
Right.
don't need to know nothing.
Right.
And so the man, Steve gave him something, but I said, I ain't giving him nothing. And
Yeah.
then I ain't give him nothing. Then he made us get out the car.
So then he told me to get out the car. I said no. I said, if you want to give me a ticket, give me a ticket, and not going on about my business.
Right.
He told me no. I said get out the car. I said no.
Yeah, he said no. Then that's what I said. Hold up. Because this is the time when the police would start killing. This is when they first started killing, everybody shooting them in the car and stuff. And I told him, I said, homeboy, hold up, homeboy. I said, listen, we going to get out this car because we don't need them to pull no guns and do nothing, shoot nobody, but we going to start recording. So he got out the car. My dog said, what I got to get out the car for? He whipped out his phone and started recording. You can't record this. He said, why I can't record this? Da-da-da. But he still was recording the whole time. So that's why we had some film on it. You know what I'm
So
saying?
the dude said on film
Yeah.
that this is a criminal investigation. A criminal investigation. Going to a golf course now. Now, what's the criminal
Hold
investigation?
on, wait a minute. You brought this state a World Series.
Yeah.
But we was in the middle. Where we
We was in
at?
Fort Myers.
It don't matter. You're
I know,
in Florida.
I know, but you got some people that just hate.
No, you don't. You
Why? Okay. All right. Go on.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm filming.
Yeah.
As soon as he said this is a criminal investigation, he started coming at me.
Mm-hmm.
I shut the camera off, and he stood face to face with me. Right. So he says to me, "Get your hand off your hip."
Oh yeah,
And I said, so I didn't even realize my hand was on my hip.
he did. Go ahead.
So he said,
That paints the picture you had.
no, I had one hand on my hip, and I had the
He was
cigar in
smoking
my
the cigar,
in my. I'm still smoking.
Yeah.
And so he said, "Get your hand off your hip." So I got my hand on my hip because see, like where I'm from, and what I think, how I think, I really want to knock the shit out this man. This is what I'm saying to him. I'm not even being honest with you. I said, this is where I want this. Like if there's a dude in the street, I'm gonna put my hands on you. So I'm smoking a cigar.
Because he's just a regular person
I'm
with a
pissed
badge,
off right now.
first of all.
Well,
Yeah.
I knew better not to do that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm just saying what I was thinking.
Because I'm looking at
Right.
it like now. But
Right.
Okay.
So he's face to face with me, and he said, "I said, get your hand off your hip." Now in my mind, I didn't even realize I had it on there.
Right.
I'm that mad.
Right.
So he comes up to me, he grabs my arm
And try to twist.
and tried to twist my arm.
Couldn't
right?
do nothing.
Couldn't do nothing. So I locked him, right? And I said, "You got 3 seconds to let go of my fucking arm."
Right.
Like that.
Let me go. He talking about.
I say, "You
put
better
your arm
let me
down. Let me go. So this when I'm saying this go back and forth. Put your arm down. Let me go. Put your arm down. Let me go. Listen, so Chef Brace, you know that nigga got some big old fork. That nigga Brace, so he trying to, you know, like pull it back, and he realized he wasn't getting nowhere. Chef was like, let me go. So they finally let him go. So then some more officers came and stuff like that. So then they made us stand back a little bit. Then they went to searching the car, taking all our stuff out of the car.
It went that far.
Dog,
it was out
crazy.
on the freeway.
All our stuff on the free. Dog, we like, oh man,
and this was state or county?
It was state.
State.
And then check this out. On top of that, when they realized, I saw the guy looking at the other cop that was searching. Our hood is up, the trunk is up, the door's open.
He has to be looking at him like, you got to be out your mind.
He looked at the dude like, what do you have? Nothing. And then the other dude goes, you know, like he was like, he was dejected, like, we don't have nothing. So what are we gonna say? Because it shouldn't have happened. So now they let us go, get in the car. I said, oh, by the way, can I get my fucking license back?
Right.
That's what I said.
Right.
Because I'm mad at this time. So he forgot he got my license. So he gave me my license and he said, y'all can go.
No ticket.
No ticket, no nothing.
So you know we had to sue him.
So when I sued, and as you know, they got this protection over to the police department. So you know how that went. Yeah.
We got a little change. But
And then the crazy part about it is, when I was living in St. Pete, me and my uncle used to make so much effort to bridge that gap with cops in society. We used to go over there and fund and write checks to the cops. We used to go in the office right here in St. Pete, walk in there physically, hand out checks to fund their department because we want to feel safe too. So that's what it's about, supporting the cops and supporting your community. And it turns into this. Not saying, and I would never say all of them bad.
It ain't all cops.
It ain't all of them. Yeah. It's the ones that was young, getting beat up when they was young, you know, wasn't good in sports.
Couldn't get the girls.
Jealous
of the dudes
you
they
know,
getting them.
So they want to be cops, and then they think they tough guys. And those are the ones that we need to get rid of.
That's right.
Y'all just went to a whole nother level of the social issues and problems that we face in America today. And it's been like that for a long time.
Yes.
Like, you've seen that. We've all seen it.
But we used to have cops that come on our street and just hang out there for an hour.
Right.
Just talk
the
to
police
everybody.
used to have the baseball league.
Yes,
and boxing league.
Yeah, they used to come out there. We knew them by first and last name.
Right.
And it was just like, they was cool.
Right.
And they made our community feel safe because all a car had to do is be there. So if the car is parked on your street, it was no crime going on.
That's right.
That's crazy. Do you listen to your kids' music?
No, I don't listen to their music, but I don't. You know, I know what they listening to.
What they listen to?
Anything and everything.
You like Little Baby?
I don't even know who that is.
How about The Baby?
I don't know who that is.
The Baby, I listen to The Baby.
Like if you tell me the song, my son will say, so, "Daddy, this is such and such," and I'll listen to that. But I don't. I'm an R&B guy. I'm a classic guy. I like jazz. I like R&B.
Who's your top 5? Well, who's the in your opinion top R&B singers ever? In your opinion?
In my opinion, top R&B.
Take your time.
Mary J. Blige.
Ooh, love her. Who else?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. I'm Mary J. Blige.
Over Whitney?
Yes.
Nice.
See, I don't have a whole big platform of music. My stuff is the same as, you know, the 80s and 90s, and it's the same. I don't go outside of that. I like Johnny Gill. I like Johnny Gill. I like
what about New Edition?
I like New Edition. I like them, but Mary J. Blige is the one
for him.
For me, her music never gets old to me.
Who's your favorite R&B singer, Wink?
I don't like. It's a bunch of them. I can't say one favorite, but I like her. I like, you know, I like Babyface. I like Whitney. I like, you know, New Edition. I like all that, man.
Mary J. Blige. Nobody has more songs than Mary J. Blige.
What?
Nobody has more hits.
What?
Nah,
Man, you
Nobody-
out your mind.
I don't think so.
Whitney had
Whitney had a lot of big raps.
That's a different kind of music, man.
yeah, I'm talking about, man, crazy.
What about Beyonce?
Those are ballads, man.
Beyonce.
Beyonce's nice. She's good.
She got just as many hits as Mary, don't you?
No,
think?
I know that. I know
Okay.
that. But Mary J is just
That's your girl.
That's his girl. That's
Yeah.
that's his time period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's old school.
All right. So listen, what can we expect next from the Sheffield family? Like what? Just put it out there. Like
Yeah.
we talked about we had another talk the other day, and we were talking about manifestation. Do you believe in that?
I do to a degree. You know, like I say, man, it's about evolving for me, steady evolving. You know, I focus on a lot of quiet time, meditation, and stuff like that. You know, because the noise can overwhelm you sometimes, and this is what I try to tell my kids too. The noise can get you off of your A game, and so. You know, when we talk about, you know, evolving and quiet time and all those things, it all goes together. Manifestation, all of it.
Right.
You see, so
Channel. Do you think it's more of just the peaceness, the calm, and the channeling?
that's the only way you can tap in.
Okay.
That's the only way you can tap in, because I remember, I could give you a little story. Winky will tell you, when I had this big house in St. Pete, it's like the White House.
Right. Trust me, it's a monument.
But
they always say you have to go by Gary Sheffield's house. If you
right.
can.
But what little that people knew, I was searching for something. You know, didn't know what it was, but I knew it had something to do with God. But the noise around me wouldn't allow me to tap in because everything was going lovely.
That's what makes you human.
Right. You know, so everything that was going on, it was lovely. And so everybody, they all come to the house daily. And so turns into a barbecue, turns into drinking, turns into a full court basketball game, turns into going to the pool. So this was so routine, the noise stopped me from what I was trying to go towards. And so when everybody leaves, I'm in tears in my house. Like, why am I bawling? Because I'm alone. Not God was dealing. He was dealing with me.
Yeah.
He was dealing with me because he got me alone.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, be alone with yourself. Get to know yourself.
A lot of people
because that's the
can't
only
stand
way
themselves,
God. But
though.
that's the way God gonna deal with you, and then He gonna show you and guide you in the right way, and show you exactly what you need to do and where you need to go. Now, whether you give up all those other things or not, at least you have some direction. And so this went on for a while. So I was scared. So I would get up and 10 more people come over the next day. Then all of a sudden it turned into 20. Then all of a sudden everybody leave, same thing.
Yeah, back then he had like he was like the black entourage. No, for real. He know I'm telling the truth. Listen, so he had his little crew, right? He had his little crew. So me and him, that was my dog. We always fuck with each other. So he was in Cali playing baseball. And what we was going out there for? Was there something going on? Or we was just going out to hang out.
Yeah, it was rock and jock softball games.
Oh yeah.
You had.
But I'm saying
events.
what we came out there for that event that weekend. We came. I came. He's like, man, come on to LA. So I came out to LA with him. So he had this when he playing for the Dodgers. So he had his house out there in LA. So then, but he had his little crew. So
yeah.
So he got he got a little crew. LA we balling. He got different cars. So we all jump in. The cars. So when it's time to go, like entourage, we all jump in. We got about 2 or 3 cars, so we all jump in it. But his crew is like who riding with him.
Yeah, they used to fight.
Listen, these dudes literally knuckle up each other to ride. Man, I'm riding with Chef. You ain't riding with Chef. That I know. I said,
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world? I said, what are they fighting for, man?
It was entertainment for me.
What?
You know, I used to let them fight.
What?
Dog, these dudes fighting to see who gonna ride with Shep.
Yeah.
Cause I think he might have been you might have been in the 2-seater. I don't know what you was in that time, but it was just crazy.
And you just sitting back watching?
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
watched them
laughing.
fight.
I'm like, dog, these dudes fighting to ride with the man. I
Who
said,
are these
man,
people, Gary?
It's my
We ain't gonna call their
homeboys.
name.
But
we
see,
don't
that's
have
the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
It's about, your alone time.
Yeah.
Because the noise, they're there for their own reason.
Yeah.
How does the noise reach you?
Because you let it.
It can only be within your own circle.
You
'cause
let
no
it.
One, yeah, okay.
You let it. That's what I'm saying about when you get money, your problems just begin.
Yeah.
Because see, now you're letting more people in. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you like this person can give me one thing that I like about him. This person can give me one. He's the guy that can have us laughing the whole day. This person, he can do this, and they all have one little piece of them that you like at the time, and you don't mind being around it. But as a whole, now you look up, it's 10 people that can only provide one little small thing that you like. And then over time, when you get older and mature, they start falling off because that ain't enough.
But again, like, all right, so as many times I've been around you, I can't say nothing bad about you. I can't say nothing bad about him. I can't even make something up and look them in the face and say something bad.
Right.
Who would tell you something bad about you?
That's the thing about people that don't know you. People that don't know you will. And I think that people that know me can't. Because I know the one thing that I appreciate about Winky, that I know I am, that I would never do anything to you, your family, or say anything bad about you that I would say to your face.
That's right.
I don't get into that gossip. I don't do none of that.
Yeah.
So as a friend, you gonna know I'm 100% friendship
That's
with
right.
you. It
If
ain't
I'ma
no
say something, I'm
99,
coming to
it
you.
ain't no 98, ain't none of that. So it's the people that don't know you that speak those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, listen.
Hold on, before it go, I got one more story. We go to laughing because he knowing something stupid. Listen, so when he got married, right?
Right.
Leon, so he was like, dog, come to my wedding. I was like, all right, come down there. I was like, man, but I ain't gonna stay too long because this when I was with my first baby mama. So you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, just come on, man, don't worry about it. I said, all right, fuck, I come down there. So
I said, bring your girl,
yeah,
man.
so I come down there. So we come down there. We chilling. So he got it nice down. We down by the noise, nice. We go inside, and then I don't know. I see some girls in there, some more women in there, and they might have said something to me. At this time I'm coming up. You know what I'm saying? So they know who I am and this and that. So they looking, but we in his wedding.
Yeah.
So she get that attitude. She catching the attitude. So I see him over there. So they had the wedding. And we downstairs in the ballroom eating. So I'm like, yo. So I come over there and say what's up to him. So he like, yeah. I say, dog, I'm in the league because you know what I'm saying. My folks, they crazy. They see, he like, man, don't leave. Look. So she walk up behind me, right? He's like, man, don't leave. So I like, yeah, man, she tripping. So he see her. So he look at her face and he look back at me to my, all right, dog, I see you. It was so funny. I love forgetting that. No, I said it too. I said, you see what I'm talking about now? Dog, she had that look on her face, boy. She ready to fight. And then looked at me, like, all right, dog, I see you later.
She looked like she was about to turn over the cake, the chairs, and everything. I was like, oh, no.
I had to get out of here.
Yes, sir.
One more question that I would hurt myself if I didn't ask you, because every baseball coach in America, like I know they.
Where did he get that from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was created. It was one of those things where I always had my bat tilted, at about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and it's just something that when I went from high school to pro ball, I never used a wood bat. So when I used this wood bat, I didn't want to get jammed. Anybody know when you got wood in your hand and the ball coming towards you, this bone can get damaged. Mm-hmm. So I was always trying to be quick on the ball. And I was hitting balls foul, hitting home runs foul. Just couldn't figure it out. So this particular day, I go in the cage. I hit 10 balls out in a row. Start wiggling the bat. Hit 10 balls out in a row. And I was like, whoa, might have found something. And I took it in the game. I felt uncomfortable doing it.
Did somebody say don't do that?
When I got to the big leagues, they did.
Okay, go. Then I'll let you finish. Go.
Yeah. So I took it in the game. I wound up hitting 2 home runs in the game. Then that became my trademark. Everybody knew me for that. And then when I got to the big leagues, Milwaukee, that's when all the hell started. Like I was telling you, they wanted to change how I hit. They wanted to change my position. They wanted to change everything. And I said, I broke every record in the minor leagues there was to break. And you mean tell me you trying to move my position for this guy? And so that's where it all started. So then they said, well, you're not strong enough to hit that way. Well, first of all, it ain't got nothing to do with weightlifting strength. It got something to do with quickness in the fingers and in the wrists.
You have the quickest wrist. You and Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah,
the quickest wrist and hands in Barry Bonds.
But see, this is what people don't understand. What makes hands fast? It's your waist.
What makes hands fast?
It's the turn.
What makes your hands fast in boxing?
What you mean? What make your?
He just said what makes.
It's the lower half. It's the torso.
Yeah, you
the
got
turn.
to turn.
Yeah.
That's where you getting your power. That torque.
Yeah,
Right?
it's the torque. See, people think, oh, I got to quicken my hands. No, it ain't to quicken my hands. You got to quicken get my
core.
abs. I get in the core. I can do sit-ups, and I never get tired of doing sit-ups. I can do back presses. I can bench doing back presses. I have weights on me, and my core was so strong. Like, I can turn on a fly. I can be out of position. I can get back into position in a split second. And that was my safety net. And this is what I try to teach to my kids. Don't swing at a baseball. Turn to the baseball.
Square up to it.
Square up to it.
Yep.
You put the force behind the
golf
ball.
too.
Yes, you put the force behind it. All you got to do is just stick the bat out there and the ball is gone. But see, so many kids swinging at it. And when you swing at it, you bring arms and shoulders into it. And that's when you're not effective.
That's what I'm doing on the golf course. You might have fucked up right there. You might have fucked up. I woke up a giant.
Yes. It's all in the turn.
Yes, because I'm swinging at it, and I got the turn.
You got to turn.
If we got out there today, who would win?
I would.
I give it to him right now. He the man. See, he wouldn't admit that when I was kicking his ass.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Well, he the man right now. I ain't gonna front. He hitting that bitch deep. I be like, God damn, nigga on steroids or something. That nigga hitting that ball deep. I know. We just joking. He know what. My dog hit the ball.
Was that
deep.
funny, Jason?
Okay. My dog hit the ball deep. I'm like, dog, you hitting the ball, man. It was crazy because he used to hit the ball and it go far, but he used to go that way. I used to laugh at him so much. My dog hit the ball, pew, way in the street that way.
Let me ask you something though. Why did you talk about steroids with me?
For what?
Because we know you didn't do it.
But the point is, I'm saying, why didn't you?
Because we don't need to. That ain't you great, man. We here to talk about
greatness.
We here to talk about the true you, and we know that you don't do that.
That's basically why I want to let you know. Yeah. Because see, I'm real as it get.
Yeah, you 100%.
Oh, absolutely. That's why we wouldn't bring that up. Like,
that's bullshit.
No, what you just brought was
100% love.
Thank you.
I respect that.
Oh, come on.
I respect that.
Man, come on, stop.
Yes.
You're Gary Sheffield. Seriously.
Blockhead shit. My dog.
All right, this is KTFO Boxing, man. Like, keep your family safe. Again, tell Dillion I said what's up. And it's been a pleasure. Wink, I'll let you close it out. Like,
we out of here, you know what I'm saying? Once again, KTFO, you got knocked the fuck out, and we with my man Gary Sheffield. We had a lovely time, bro. And you just keep doing what you're doing, man. We gonna get out there, hit some golf balls. I'm coming back, so don't.
You heard that song? That should be your favorite song.
Yeah.
I'm coming back, man. I'm coming back.